especially in your adult friendships.
Absolutely.
How do you acquire them? How do you maintain them?
For his 50th, he was going to go to all the people who were instrumental in his life and spend the day with them.
Recently, I reached back out to an old friend, and I said, I'm gonna do it, and it worked. It worked.
So when I go in there, and he's like, "Oh, there was my Africa marketer." Hi, ladies.
Hello.
Don't we look nice in our nice garbs?
Oh my God, this is so cute. I'm loving our t-shirt.
Yes. Shout out to May Hughes up in New York and New Rochelle.
Yes.
A.K.A. Hardy. He has urban wear apparel. He does t-shirts, graphic websites. He does a lot.
Wow,
Yeah,
websites?
he does websites too.
Wow.
Does anything print, sweaters, hoodies, caps. He does vinyl. He does all this stuff with
He
heat
does
presses.
everything.
He
Okay.
does everything, and he's amazing. And what I like about him, as well as so many people who have come back and give us feedback about the Three Ladies Podcast, is how they support us, how they love what we're doing.
Right.
When he found out we had a podcast, he said, "I could do shirts for you ladies." And I was like, "Okay, let me come out." So
that's cool.
here it is. Nice.
say
plain-
yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Can you repeat his name again?
Mayhew's.
Mayhew.
He's on Instagram.
Oh.
We'll put it in the chat
Put
notes.
it in the notes, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
A.K.A. Hardy. He does a lot of, like I said, urban wear, and he does amazing stuff. So thank you again for the t-shirts. They
Thank
look
you,
amazing.
We love them.
and he's
And-
funny.
Yes. He's a character.
He's funny.
He's a character.
Definitely.
So today, let's talk about finding your tribe.
yes.
Yes. And what I mean by tribe, I mean like-minded people, people who you can mesh with, people who will support you, friendships, basically. You know, I think all of us can relate that, you know, when you start getting older, especially in your adult friendships.
Absolutely.
How do you acquire them? How do you maintain them? Because I'm sure, and if you're lucky, you probably don't have the same friends as you had when you was a child.
You said if you're lucky,
If you're lucky,
you will have the same friends.
you would have the same friends.
Okay. I thought
You
you
would.
said something different.
I probably would. I probably could.
I mean, y'all are lucky.
Yes.
Yes.
Y'all are lucky.
Yes.
Come on.
And I'm very thankful for that. Yes, because people do grow apart.
Yeah.
And
And
I've
I
had
can't think of one falling out that we've had.
no, not
How
at
many
all.
years?
20,
Whoa,
30.
what we telling you? Let's put it this way: we were back bopping when Salt and Pepper was hot.
Okay. I like that.
Okay.
I like that.
That sounds cool.
Yes, and I think what it is too that we, you know, just family. You know, I know Miss Jackie,
Definite.
Lola, my sister. It's just
Your
an
mom,
my mother.
amazing
Yes,
woman.
yes. And I guess, you know, having the same aspiration, having the same, you know, dreams, and that's what makes finding your tribe so worthwhile. You know, because as you grow older, you may find it difficult trying to mesh with people or finding the time.
Yeah.
You know, that's something I struggle with too. But now I'm managing it the same way I manage my projects. I manage my time with my family, my kids, my spouse, my mother, my sister, and then I manage my business.
Wow.
So,
See, I struggle with that because I'm the oldest of 7, which I love my
You're
siblings.
the oldest of 7?
Yes. And I think what's hard is now I feel very much like an introvert, and I love being alone.
Really?
I do. I love it.
You've always been an introvert, or?
Yeah, I think so. I think, you know, when I'm a performer, something part of me kind of happens, which is very different. But because you kind of assume another identity as a performer. I think what bothered me when I learned that I was really not a performer unless I assumed it, I tried to play the piano for a concert. I had to walk off stage.
No.
Yes,
you shy?
Oh my God. I got up there, I played like 8 measures of thing, and then I thought, I can't do anymore. And I had to get off the stage.
I'm so confused because I've seen you do stand up.
I know, but that's
In
because
improv.
that's because I'm assuming another identity.
Oh, you're like Beyonce and Sasha Fierce.
Yes.
That makes sense. That
And
makes sense.
my alternative identity
Oh.
is
Let's hear it.
No, I don't know. I mean,
You don't have to say the name, but
I'm not going to do.
What does she consist of? Or
She's
you-
out there. I'm going to just say
Okay.
that. You know,
All right.
I want to
she's
read them.
way out
We did
there.
get glimpses of her some time ago. Remember?
Yeah.
We got
Way
glimpses of her.
out there. And
And
so-
so was like, okay, tell Gangsta Mary.
Yes.
To bring the other Mary.
Exactly. And so, you know, you really, to find a group of people that you mesh with
Right.
ain't simple.
No.
And I
it's
think
not.
that's why this works. It just fits like peanut butter and jelly, right?
Right.
Yes.
It just fits.
Because people ask me all the time, like, "Well, how did you get to this group? You know? we see you somewhere. It's like, how do you get this group together? And I just said again, like we always mention, divine intervention.
Oh,
You know,
Without a
divine
doubt.
intervention. Because
Right.
it could have happened anyway. I mean,
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
I know Keisha for a long time, and though Mary, our friendships is new, but look at us now.
listen.
Look at
Well,
us
there's
now.
just so much about, I don't know what it is. Like when we first started meeting, there was this natural connection. And
Right.
then as we continued to discuss what we're aspiring to,
Right.
it's like we became this fabric.
Right.
Yes.
And then when you mentioned and said, we should become a podcast, I
Right.
was like, okay.
Right. And that was a beautiful thing. Y'all didn't say like, "What are you? Are you crazy?" It was just
Right.
like, "Okay, let's talk about it. Let's,
Right.
let's see what we could do."
Right.
And it kind of
Mm-hmm.
like-minded. Like
Yes.
it just
Yes.
fell into place.
Right.
It wasn't hard.
No,
it wasn't
actually,
hard, right?
it was much easier than I ever anticipated.
And that was one thing too. I was fearful of. You know, I was like, "Well, how is this going to affect our friendship?" Because we're
Well, you
like,
do get worried about that.
yeah, because you know, once you start taking it seriously, almost like a business, then you realize that there's certain responsibilities.
Right.
But every week, everybody shows up.
Shows
so,
up.
okay, what can I do? Or let me do this. Let me take this off your plate.
Like-minded,
Yes, because we have a goal.
And I
Right.
think also too, what's so lovely is we embrace each other exactly as we are.
Yes.
Right.
Acceptance.
Yes.
And y'all accept the weaknesses.
Exactly.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's like,
Oh.
okay, you're not good with that. Let me hold that, and you
Yes.
go do this.
Yes.
Yes.
It
Yes.
works.
Yeah.
And also too, I get fearful. Oh, did I overstep? Did I say something bad? This and that. And then I'm like, oh, they'll tell me.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
We know
You
when
will.
Gangsta Mary comes out.
Right.
You're like, okay, there she's back. Well, let me stay. Let me wait till she finish. You done, Gangsta Mary? Right.
And then I'll come back and text them.
Right.
Ooh, guys, I'm sorry. Did I sound a little
Okay,
bit
Mary's
rough?
back.
Did I sound
Right,
rough?
right.
Did I come off harsh?
Yes.
And then like, yeah.
But
later.
that's a wonderful thing when you find a group of people or someone who accepts you with your weaknesses, your faults, your insecurities,
Right.
and says that, listen, I know this is who you are, and I
Right.
accept you anyway.
Right.
If you can find at least one person,
Yes.
Right.
you have your tribe.
It's
you
true.
don't need 5, 6, 10 people.
No.
You just need that one person. Is like you said, if I don't hear from her a couple of days, oh, that's just Keisha. I know she's
Right.
wrapped up in something. I'm not gonna take it personal.
No.
Thank you.
You
You
know?
know how many people take me personal? They like,
No, I
she
don't.
didn't call me.
Yeah,
I'm
right,
not calling her.
Right.
Really?
Right. Yes. Or
Like-
if somebody sees me silent or quiet, they think I'm unfriendly or being a bitch.
Right.
Right. And I'm not. Like I said, I could sit down for hours and just craft stories in my head.
Right.
And just be in my own moment. And I hope people don't take it any way. But those who know me.
And she's always been like that. And it's like, that's
Yeah.
YoYo. That's
Even
it.
my spouse, it was like, I remember in the beginning, it was this big thing where like, oh, you like going out by yourself, you going, and I was like, those who know me know this is who I've
Exactly.
always been. I can go out by
Exactly.
myself. I could be in the can box and I'll have a good time.
It's true.
Yeah, I'm
Growing
in my
up,
own,
she
own
always been like
thoughts,
that.
you know. So again, it's not finding somebody who just accepts you for who you are. It's so precious. And if you do have that one person, please
Lock in.
Oh,
do not take that friendship or relationship for
No.
granted.
That's right.
nurture it.
Yes.
Yes.
That's the most important thing. You know, even if you're that
Nurture
kind of person, like you're an introvert and you're to yourself,
Yes.
find time and reach out to that person, connect, pick up the phone. No, don't pick up the phone. Go to that person.
Yeah.
Those are the friends I have. They
Yes.
knock on the door. They don't take it personal. Keisha
Yeah.
didn't call me
Yes.
for 2 weeks,
Yes. Yes.
they know that's just Keisha.
Right.
It
Yeah.
was so funny. I can't remember who it was I was reading. It said he turned 50. He made the decision that for his 50th, he was going to go to all the people who were instrumental in his life and spend the day with them.
Oh,
I like
isn't
that.
a gift?
To thank them, to show them how much they were of value to him.
I think that's
and I thought,
important.
wow, that's such a cool
That's a nice idea to
thing
do
to
for a
do.
birthday.
Now let me ask you this: what if you have those people that you want to reach out to, but they've rejected you because over the years you were to yourself, or you know, like you want to grab back on those friendships,
Right.
but because you didn't reach out or whatever, they kind of distance themselves.
Well, if they're still holding you to those past notions, because we all grow and evolve, we
Yeah.
all change,
Right.
And if I'm reaching out to you now because I want to be a part of your life, then and you're pushing back, then that's not your tribe.
That's not your tribe.
Well, and also too, you could make a gesture and say, "Listen, I acknowledge whatever it is that are your feelings
Right.
and your perception, but how about you and I have a coffee and let's talk about it if you want." If they then say no, then you're right. You have to walk away.
Yeah.
But if
Yeah.
they say yes, then there might be an opportunity.
Actually, I did do that. I reached out to a friend.
Really?
And I'm so happy I did. Because it was kind of like we just got right back on. But something in me was like, because she was a good friend. It's just,
Right.
we kind of went, I don't know if you
But
remember.
yes, you did.
But I'm happy I did it.
Yes.
I'm happy I did it. And
yes.
she received me. It wasn't
Right.
like, oh, like, you ain't gonna me. You know, it
I
was,
understand.
Yeah.
it worked out.
I mean,
so.
I did that
You're
sort
right.
of. I put these little. There's these little things that are called angel pockets. They're like a small little thing made of pewter or silver, and I made a decision to mail it to some people the first of last year that I hadn't heard from. And I thought, you know what? I'm just going to send this to them. And for some reason, this one person who I hadn't really heard from for a while decided to reach out with a text. And they told me how this arrived at a time that they were feeling very vulnerable.
You see?
see?
Yes.
So I think it, sometimes you don't give up on those long history friendships.
true.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes. Because sometimes that person is probably thinking of you in the same way, and they have the fear of reaching out, thinking that they may be shunned.
Exactly.
That's
Yeah,
true.
but if you reached out, you've done your part, and they still like shunning you away, then you know what? That's not your tribe anymore.
Right.
And you just move on. I always say, 8 billion people in this world. You can make other connections.
Yeah,
and this is why it's so great, and we talk about this on the podcast often about networking and connecting.
Oh, gosh.
Because this entrepreneurship journey,
Yeah. Yes,
it's a
definite.
lonely journey.
Yes.
It's a lonely journey. I mean, people can contest long nights, hours as far as trying to get the business off the ground and organizing yourself, and just being with somebody who's also experiencing the same thing that you're going through,
Finding your tribe.
finding
right?
your tribe.
That's
And you got to get out the house. You're not going to find your tribe in the living room.
You really need to have that energy exchange
Yes.
between the persons. I mean, we're energetic people.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
true.
We're not just this flat screen. We're
Right.
three-dimensional.
Yes.
We have to come out, press our hands against somebody,
Yes.
hug somebody,
Yeah.
have that exchange
Human
of words,
exchange,
say out
right?
loud, what
Exactly.
am I wanting to accomplish?
Right.
And somehow it just changes things.
Changes the whole
Right.
dynamic.
Oh,
'cause
yes.
Communication can get lost through emails
Oh,
and texting.
yeah.
Or misinterpreted.
Very misinterpreted
Oh, my
by
God.
that way.
Yes.
But looking at someone, you can feed off the energy
Right.
off of somebody,
Right.
whether it's good or bad. You can feed off the
can feel-
energy,
yeah.
and then you can network. I must say, when I was going to my real estate seminars, I met a young African American woman too, who was just the same as me. We were like neck and neck in the same accomplishments and what we wanted to do. We were new into real estate, and she came to me at the end of the seminar. She said that, I have a crazy idea. Do you want to join together and let's look for investment properties?
Oh, wow.
And we were doing that just
it
before the
worked.
pandemic. Yes,
right.
yes. So again, I would never have made that connection with that young lady if I was sitting in the house on a Zoom call.
That's true.
Oh, yeah. It's
That's
very
true.
hard.
Yeah.
It's true because so often you do feel isolated
Yes.
because and two you kind of feel like you have blinders on. I've got this to get done, that to
Yes.
get done, but the
Yes.
truth is that just by opening up a little bit.
A smile goes a long way.
I think that's where I'm at because I think naturally I'm a little shy, and I think the fear of rejection. So I kind of wait to see,
Is it safe?
is it safe?
Right.
I think that's the angle I come. But
Right.
recently I reached back out to an old friend, and I said, I'm gonna do it, and it just
it worked.
It worked.
You see?
Yeah.
Well, it's so funny. I don't know why it brought into mind that there's some people who make an exercise of getting rejected. Like there's this exercise, I can't remember who mentioned it, whether it was Tim Ferriss or who, to go to the Starbucks and say to them, I would like to pay $2 for that cup of coffee. Is that possible today?
Right.
You know, because I really, that's what I have. Can you give me that coffee, mocha latte, water,
Right.
for
Zucchini.
$2?
Right.
And they said it gets you used to being rejected
you're
because they
saying
go, oh, of course not. That costs $5 or
Right.
Right.
something.
Have a
See the
nice
price,
day.
right.
And they, but then I only have 2. Can you possibly do something for me today? That's a great exercise.
It is.
To explore your feelings around
around
rejection.
rejection.
Right.
And it's simple,
Right. Right.
you know,
right.
because I mean, although I never have done it.
No,
I think
no,
at this
but-
age I would do something like that.
You would?
Yeah, I not the Starbucks things, but I've gone out to people and just
Yeah, you're
strangers
brave like that. I'm gonna tell
and
you.
just strike up a conversation and be like, oh, start with something general, not like not something so intimate or detailed, but something general, and you just never know where that comes. And I find that a smile,
Goes a long way.
yes, it does.
Well, I love the way that when somebody says, "Well, I'll do that for $100," and you say, "Wait a minute, what about 75?"
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
And I'm like, "Oh wow."
Yeah, that's the African marketer in me, right?
I'm gonna
I
tell
don't
you.
believe in paying full value for anything.
I'm
I just
like,
gotta
let
knock
me
it down.
handle it.
Let me tell
Right.
you, I'm like,
She was like, what? I said, what? Where's the
Yes.
friends and family discount?
she's like, "Wow." I'm like, "Okay." And
Yeah.
the minute she does that, she's like, "Okay, then I'm gonna try that too."
And we're
I'm
like, let her go. Let her do
yeah,
it.
let me try that the next time.
And I have gotten rejected.
I
I'm not saying
know.
that it works all the time.
No.
Because the guy told me one time, I was like, oh, I'm going to give you $3. He said, ma'am, do you see the price list? This is the price list. I love how you coming into my business
like, what
telling
we
me
doing?
what you're going to pay me. He said, I said,
The
I'm just
audacity,
asking.
right?
And I tell him, I said, listen, my mom said closed mouths don't get fed.
That's
She's
So
right.
That's the
all I
truth.
could do is ask. And or you
Right.
can go back and say no. But
Right.
at the end of the day, he still gave it to me $50. Because he said, you know why? He said, because I love your hustle.
There you go.
you
Yes,
asked.
yes. He said,
Ask
I
and you
asked.
shall receive.
Yes,
Hello.
I asked.
You know what?
And I went into a whole big story about it.
You're now his customer because he
Yes.
made a point of
Yes.
connecting with you.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And that's where connection. from
Exactly.
the
If I was on the
business-
phone, he would have like blamed.
Oh,
That's
exactly.
true. That's very
told.
true.
You're there in front of him.
Yes,
That
and I'm
human
laughing
connection.
and
Yes.
telling jokes, and I'm like, I
and
hope
he's
you-
like, sure.
yes,
And he's
And
like,
you're
and she's
now
cute.
a customer
Yes.
for life.
yes,
Right.
yes, yes,
Right.
yes.
Why not?
Yes, yes. So when I go in there, and he's like, "Oh, they was my Africa marketer."
Hello. You got discount, right? That's
I
true.
love
yes,
it.
yes, yes.
I love that.
So, what are our key takeaways from this, ladies? About finding your
takeaways.
tribe.
You know, for me, I think it's about not being afraid to step out, try something new, a group of people maybe I don't know so well, just come with my smile
Yes.
and see where it takes me because, you know, it doesn't hurt to expand your horizons and network with people.
Yes.
That's true.
Yeah. What about you, Keisha?
I think for me, I like being around like-minded people.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been positioning myself
To move in certain network circles.
right, and if we're not on the same page, I
Yeah.
just keep it moving. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm real particular with my time.
Right.
And who I
Well,
spend it
it's
with.
important.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
what
I
about you?
find like, if sometimes you go into certain atmospheres or environments where you feel intimidated or shy, I say crack a joke or something. It could be something that's silly. I remember one time when I was in waiting room and my son was getting his physical done. There was a whole bunch of parents and they all looked worried. And I was like, damn, when the chicken wings coming?
So you just cracked that joke.
I just cracked that joke and the one woman, she just burst out laughing. I was like, everybody's so serious in here. The chicken wings coming soon?
Relax.
They're waiting for the food.
Right,
You know,
right.
it's just like that levity, and that opens the whole door up. And then we started talking like, oh, I'm here because my son is this. I said, yeah, my son fell, and I'm here too. And we just started laughing. It was like, oh, kids. And, that brought the energy in that room.
Back
up. Because everybody's there. You're frustrated. Your child is sick, or you don't know what's going on. But just that it changed the energy in that waiting room.
I remember my mom would say, read the room, Keisha. Always
Yeah.
read the room.
Yeah.
See what's going on.
Yeah.
See, I always like to look at somebody's clothing and go, gosh, I like that pair of shoes.
Exactly.
Or,
A compliment
exactly.
goes a long way.
Gosh, where did you get that ring?
Yes.
Or where did who did your hair or
Yes.
something? Because really, when you open that door with some kind of a compliment,
Yes,
and
it
I really
opens-
mean it too.
People, their guard is down.
Exactly.
They
They
put
think,
their
oh,
guard-
this person noticed
Yes.
something.
Yes.
And I'm like, yeah, you appreciation.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So those are like little tactics or the little tips that we would give people who are watching. If you're ever in an environment you feel shy, just go with that strategy. A smile, a joke, a compliment. You know,
That goes
and
a long way.
It goes a long way, and don't take rejection personally.
No.
Right.
Yes,
I
that's
used
the
to
key.
do that. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
You don't like me? Okay, you don't have taste.
It's
Bye-bye.
let me tell you, rejection is tough, man.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
I think the older we get, though, we get a
Yeah.
little more comfortable.
Right,
You know,
right.
It's like,
Yeah,
that's not
okay.
my problem. That's yours,
Right,
right?
right. Yeah.
I don't know. As a performer, when I was rejected,
Right.
that's tough.
That's hard though,
Yeah.
because you're in front of a big stage and you're looking at different people.
Yeah, and they just totally like.
yeah.
Like, get her
But you're
on.
right. You know what though? You have to remember, you're not for everybody.
That's
Right.
it. That's
You
it.
said it.
That's it.
Yep.
Find your tribe.
Yes,
Exactly.
yes.
It's key.
Not everybody has taste.
Nope.
It ain't my fault.
It ain't my fault.
It ain't my fault.
Oh, I love it.
Okay, I'm like, before we go,
Yes.
how was the solo date? How was
Solo
the
date did not happen.
Okay, why?
Solo date didn't happen because of work schedule.
Oh yeah.
You using that again?
I am.
Okay.
But I'm gonna do it. I don't feel
Okay, so we're in March. We're looking at April now. Okay.
right.
Spring into action.
All right,
There we
all
go. April.
It's
Spring
gonna
into
happen.
action.
Solo date.
Yes.
It's gonna
take
happen.
a picture.
By myself.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Everybody has a phone.
At the
You can do
table.
the selfie. Yeah. With your single silverware, your one plate and your fork and your one
Okay.
wine glass.
It's
Yes.
gonna happen.
Okay.
I'm
right.
getting the nerve up.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's
Thank you.
important because I made a point of calling up this restaurant that I really like. I made a reservation for one
Okay.
and showed up. You know, I even dressed up.
For
I
yourself.
even dressed up
Love
for
it.
myself.
Love it. Love it. Love it.
Dressed up for myself.
Love it.
Went in, claimed my little reservation for one
Okay.
with full power.
It's me,
Right.
myself, and I.
No, I
Right.
wasn't just squished in some corner. She was
The
asking me,
center.
which table do you want? I'm
Where I can be
want
seen.
that one. Yeah, by the
Exactly.
window.
Wow.
And it was really nice. I mean, you know,
That's great.
it really felt good.
That's good.
I need pictures.
All right, I'm gonna
You're
do
gonna
it.
see my
Next
pictures.
time.
Yes.
Listen, you've been going for years by
Yes,
yourself. So.
Yes. Maybe I need a picture with people.
Well, I
Yeah,
think the
switch
next
it up.
time I'm going to do something that, like, for instance, I'm taking myself to the stretch lab.
Ooh.
So tomorrow
Stretch
I'm
lab.
doing a stretch lab.
The
This is
stretch lab.
it's called
That sounds
Stretch
kinky,
Lab.
Yeah, like
I
my
heard-
mind just went.
My mind went there too.
Gosh.
Oh,
my
yeah.
No, all they
Telling
do
me
is they
no.
do active stretching. So
Oh, okay.
they lay you out and then
Lay you out.
they lay
Yeah, I
you
bet
out.
you
my
would.
body.
And they
Hello.
actively stretch you. So I mean, we'll
All
see.
sounds good.
I'm
Let us
hoping.
know. Take
I
some
will.
pictures. How
Yes.
about that?
You know what? I promise I will. Tomorrow
Okay.
I'm going. I have a 4:00, and so I will take some pictures
Take
at
the
me
pictures of
at
the
the stretch lab.
Very good.
Me, myself, and I.
Yes.
Amen.
So
I like that. Okay.
All right, ladies. See you again
next
next
time,
week.
Next week.
don't forget to subscribe,
It's free.
like, and ring the bell.
Share. Sharing
Always.
is caring.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
It's free to subscribe.
And we'll
Yes.
see y'all next time.
Thank you for
time.
joining.
All
Thank
right.
You. This was
Thank
fun.
you. Bye.